If the COVID-19 pandemic was to SEPTA like ripping the tablecloth off of a table, then the plans for the budget deficit of 2025 into 2026 will be the equivalent of blowing up the house that the table is in. The Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, or SEPTA for short, serves the city and metropolitan area of Greater Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with coverage for 4 million people, with a diverse array of stock, buses, trolleys, trackless trolleys, subways, regional rail cars, and more. SEPTA is one of the most efficient transit networks, transporting people around some of the most walkable real estate in the country. Philadelphia and the surrounding area are quite easily accessible and connected, mostly. It has been better, it can be better, and it will be better if we speak up now, because it is on its way to a place way worse than worse could possibly imagine. It is a national embarrassment for SEPTA to be so underfunded compared to its peers. Other cities like LA, Seattle, Washington, and even Boston are getting fed royally. Meanwhile, SEPTA is only getting a nickel and a couple of breadcrumbs. If SEPTA is not able to secure funding from the state or from any other miracle donor, then SEPTA and the city and the region as we know it will be crippled. By Independence Day, July 4th, 2026, the 250th birthday of these United States, one of the most important cities in the country will have suffered an economic loss equivalent to a Category 5 hurricane. But like costlier natural disasters, such as floods and droughts, this will keep going, and for each month that it persists, it will take another year or so and another several $100 million to recover from. Each month. By July of this year, SEPTA's budget will be set at minus $213 million. And by August 24th, SEPTA will be eliminating 32 bus routes, shortening 16 bus routes. SEPTA will be reducing service on 88 buses, metro, and regional rail lines. And SEPTA will also end all special service. By September of this year, the base fare will jump up to $2.90, just like New York right now. Now the worst is yet to come. Beginning January 1st of next year, 5 regional rail routes will be eliminated, including each route that is shared with Amtrak, the Paoli-Thorndale, the Wilmington-Newark, the Trenton, the Chestnut Hill West, and the Kenwood lines will be cut. Now the first 3 of those lines have been in dire need of increased service, especially during non-peak hours. Indeed, they serve satellite cities of Philadelphia that a lot of people commute to and from to get to jobs and to homes and to schools and so on. Trenton is considered more to be in the New York metropolitan statistical area, and lots of people still travel between Philly and New York, and the Trenton line is definitely a huge asset to the Northeast Corridor. And this also includes Northeast Philadelphia and Lower Bucks County, because I see lots of people getting on and off the trains on the Trenton line, both directions, every day. But now they're going to just be completely gone. Poof, adios, zilch. SEPTA would not be able to afford to pay Amtrak for usage rights of its tracks. So you will literally have to take Amtrak if you want to go to Trenton or Wilmington. Of course, with Trenton you have other options. You can always go to Walter Rand Transportation Center in the scenic resort town of Camden, New Jersey, and transfer to the River Line Light Rail and take that to Trenton to continue your journey beyond. Next to go are the Special Express trains and the Broad Ridge Spur. Also, there will be a 9 p.m. curfew for all rail in the SEPTA coverage area. The little bit of scrap that we will have left of the regional rail network will have their stations' parking lots choked, and every single train will be packed to the gills, Eagles Parade style. Not to mention the absolute uptick in terrible traffic that will clog our roads, more so than the already terrible traffic that we have now. SEPTA has a lot of goals that I fully support, including modernization, improving accessibility, and future-proofing our infrastructure. SEPTA may currently be at a deficit and may not be able to afford some things, but what they definitely cannot afford is the long-term damage that will happen. They cannot afford to abandon their projects and then leave them at the mercy of entropy and vandalism. At the end of 2024, SEPTA was actually doing just fine, better in fact than a lot of people give them credit for. On-time performance actually improved to up to 90% reliability, and while there were still some operator shortages, they were way less than they were in 2022. That year was absolute misery to be on SEPTA. I proudly identify as a transit advocate, someone that encourages people to get out of cars and ride public transit, and I am also for improving public transit. But I may also come off as a double agent. I'll also talk about the pandemonium and delay that takes place on SEPTA as it is, what with numerous operator shortages and missing transit service, and people disrupting and disrespecting said service by evading fares and smoking on the train. And it's no wonder people are escaping to their cars just to avoid getting contaminated and or violated by the worst of those that ride SEPTA, which unfortunately seem to be quite numerous these days and increasing in numbers because we are not being protected enough. Why would anyone want to ride public transit if the only options we have available for them are unprotected purge cocoons on wheels? Pardon the rant. I could keep on going with this, and I could make a video that's longer than a round trip on SEPTA Route 113, but I'm recording this monologue at 1 in the morning. I need some rest, and this video does not need to be that long. Now, while I am acknowledging and stressing how serious and critical this is, I do not intend to turn this video into another piece of the ubiquitous doomer content that I see all around social media. Contrary to experienced and now popular belief, there actually is some hope. On SEPTA's website, you will find all of this information and then some. The website also has large buttons which you should smash harder than the subscribe button on my channel, which you should also smash. So that way you can speak up for transit and help save your city, save your transit agency, save your region, and make this a proud place to bring people to celebrate 250 years of America. America! Yeah! How is this change going to affect you if it goes through? Will SEPTA really go through with this? Perhaps this is a scare tactic. Or maybe it's a ploy to implement the SEPTA bus revolution, which was proposed a couple of years back. Maybe this will put that bus revolution into perspective, and then the public will be forced to accept this inevitable change. Since now it doesn't even seem so bad by comparison. How are you enjoying how change is changing in this era of change? Let me know in the comments below. It may seem like your opinions, experiences, and your way of life, and even your cries for help, matter less than one drop of water in Death Valley, only to be lost in the breeze. But with a great volume of water comes a mighty wave that can sweep even the most powerful off their path. So be part of the wave and speak up for transit.